Greetings, Earthlings! I am going to be doing a video about moving our stupid North Poles. One of them died. Um, and it's just looking a mess back here, actually. Spider mites, all the things. Japanese beetles. It's attacking the entire planet right now. Everyone is being decimated, but we're going to try and get a few things done. Let's go. Let's go do it. Cut the camera. Okay, let's go. I'm waiting for you to finish. You have to be kind of quick though. I got it already. Got it. It's holding full at this point. Might have to put some more soil underneath it because I don't. It's pretty shallow. A little bit or leave a little. Okay. Give it a little something.
The same tree.
Well, it's the same nutrients, so it's not like it's any different. It's just how much nutrients. Don't breathe that in.
And knocks up against the wall. Wait,
yeah.
I saw
the ugly side. I see this has a really big opening. Let me come this way.
Yeah, you take a look.
Okay. Turn. At least 90.
90.
And then tilt it towards me some. Because it looks like it's going towards the fence. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna have to give it some good water. So actually, while you're just preparing to mush the rest of the soil around it, I'm gonna go get some water for it.
Wants to grow. Wants to grow.
That's basically it. My hydrangeas back here are kind of, I don't know, it's a hit or miss. They droop a lot. They get shade for most of the day. It's what, 10, almost 11 o'clock right now, and they're about to get some sun in maybe an hour, and then they'll be in sun for maybe 3 hours or so. It's not the hottest part of the day, but it's also not like early morning either. But they don't get that hot, super evening sun, and they still droop all the time. However, their leaves look the best they look back here than in the front. In the front, they always get black spot really bad. So I don't know if maybe they just need to acclimate a little bit, like a couple of years back here, and then they'll acclimate and they'll do fine. But, and then we have hydrangeas that are in the buckets. Those are supposed to be the wee bit innocent, and they have no blooms on them. They were brand new, small, the really small containers. I don't know what those small ones are called. Put them in there like earlier this winter or last fall. I can't remember. But no blooms at all on them, just foliage. Just the same as these hydrangeas right here, which are supposed to get really, well, I don't know. I think both of these get really big. Even though it says little line punch, as far as I know, they still get rather large, and the firelight gets large too. They're not the same, because I didn't get the same, like I didn't get a whole bunch of duplicates of the same one. But yeah, so. But we got the hole. We got the plant out. I think it looks pretty good. Once we get the crater taken care of, we'll fill it up. The ones that I bought that were smaller, they'll grow. We'll find ones that are about the same size as those, so it'll match a little bit better, because it's going to take a few years for them to catch up in size. So, and the North Pole arborvitae, they usually get 3 to 5 by 15 feet tall. I think it's at like 10 to 15 feet. And so now our plan for the large one, we can walk over there real quick, I guess, go back in the scorching sun. It's super hot. I'm literally melting. We were going to do a water park, but then we're like, maybe we should just go there to eat and leave. Oh, is that an anthill? That looks like an anthill. So we have 4 North Poles over here. We had them farther away from the fence, but I actually don't like it farther away from the fence. It takes precious real estate away. So we're just moving them back about 1.5 feet. and they're about a foot or so away from the fence. We're going to do the same thing with the other ones, just to give us a little bit more space. It probably will encroach at some point, which probably hindsight now is probably not the best when you think about it, but I think it'll be fine. I don't really need to access a whole lot behind anything, and even though they get kind of large, I think they'll still be okay for me to still access in the back area. So I'm not too worried about it. But we're eventually going to have all the arbs about a foot or so from the fence. So move them back a couple of feet. I think they'll be fine. But none of my hydrangeas that I bought last year that I planted at some point, none of them are blooming. The only ones that are blooming actually are the Incredibles, which they were really small. I'm hoping that they'll give us more of a punch next year. So they're really big. The bees seem to like them. So I'm hoping that next year they'll get really large because they're supposed to get like 5 feet by 5 feet plus. So we'll see how they do. I've seen people that get massive, like my height size in both directions. So fingers crossed that happens. I originally wanted to do kind of like a huge sloth of them, but however, they're expensive. So we kind of have to go a little slow with plant buying and things like that because we don't want to spend a whole lot of money on plants all on one go. I think that's a big weed right next to the arborvitae. That's not a flower I planted. I don't think so. That's a pretty big weed right there. But anyway, yeah, placeholder. Um, I don't know about the hollyhocks. If you look at those, they have, I think, rust or something on them. All of them have succumbed to that. They still bloomed really nicely, but the leaves on the bottom are just kind of splotchy. They look like some sort of rust or some sort of disease. I'm not sure what kind. But yeah, so if they were in a large grouping, excuse me, if they're in a large grouping, that would be better. But them just being one, I didn't do it that way. I didn't plan it that way, but they just ended up surviving in that way where they were kind of spread out. If they're in a larger grouping, I think they'll look really pretty and they'll probably hold themselves up better. But they're interesting and they have really cool colors and flowers. So, all right, guys. Hey, this is a pretty good shot from the down. You see, it looks really.
I know.
It looks more filled in and on camera than in real life. But I'm hoping that later on, when all of these other plants kind of die back, we see all the structure plants, that we can add better structure into this space. But it is hot. We're about to go and get some lunch soon, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.